Y'all ready to blaze away or what?
You know what's funny about the whole NA EU thing? They did one of these before. Tekken 7, I believe 2022, they did one. The EU players, they were talking so much trash beforehand. America as well, right? When the event happened, they lost. Not only were they coping about their defeat, but then they also quickly forgot about it. Like if we look at what's going on now, they act like it didn't even happen. Or this video is dated June 3rd, 2022 at Combo Breaker. EU and America did a 10v10. 10-8 was the final score. For the American side, the remaining two was Anakin and Victim of Ritual. Anakin was the best Jack player at the time. At Tekken 8, he hasn't really been doing that much, so I don't know where he would fall now. Victim of Ritual was a very, very, very good Nina player. Once again, Tekken 8, I don't know where the guy is now. With Nina being the best character in the game, you would assume that the guy would be dominated, but I haven't really heard too much about the person's name, right? Some of these players aren't doing so good now, and then also there's some players who are doing great, and they will replace some of these names. For instance, King Ray Jr. King Ray Jr. is doing incredible work in Tekken 8, and he would definitely make Team USA, right? So when we look at the EU side, you can see they all are eliminated. Gosane Tetsu is someone who's doing a lot of talking right now. I believe team captain was K-Swiss. Joka is a heavy hitter, bro. He is considered to be one of the best players in the world, right? And he fights for Team EU. When this happened, and the final score was 10-8. It was like, holy smokes. Because in theory, when you just think about who's the better of the regions, you think Europe would definitely smoke America, a piece of cake. But that's not what happened. And also, you know what's interesting about this? Anakin. Like, Anakin definitely took down like 3-4 people. So with him not performing as well in Tekken 8, he probably wouldn't be able to do that. From 2022 to where we are now, so many things have happened in terms of like leveling up the players, and also some players, they're not doing so well in this meta. But also when you talk about season 2 reestablishing a form of defense, Anakin being a defensive fighter, one of the best in my opinion, he would probably shine a little bit more, right? But then also you can say the same thing for all these guys. All of these guys have incredible defense. That's why they're pros. But now if we look at some tweets, these guys are flaming each other. This debate about who would beat who has been going on for 3 days. This thread starts with Osan saying, I want to watch EU versus US. Spaghetti Rip says, I honestly think Germany clears US on their own. This person shows a screenshot of Just Frame James blowing out Tetsu. And then the mayor blowing out Lars. Spaghetti Rip is like Arsenal and Ash. Both of these guys be popping off on Twitter. They basically are playing the heel. Tetsu brings a bunch of screenshots. He says, y'all like screenshots? Isn't that like half of NA already? We won last time. Tekken 8's different game, different place. How about you come to EU and use your money to travel instead of wasting it on Five Guys? Speaking of Five Guys, that's all you need to, that's all we need to beat you. That's also you could talk about. For this event, it was held at Combo Breaker, American soil. And the rematch, people wanted to be held in EU because you're dealing with like jet lag, traveling, and all of that stuff. So let's see if the Americans could travel and, you know, do the same there, right? But you can see he beats Anakin, Fear of Silence, Speed Kicks, and King Ray Jr. Evil Padawan, you missed the point. You lost to NA dad with 4 kids and a full-time job. I say 4 because JFJ is your daddy now too? What? So Trizzy the rapper, this is Tekken 8 by the way, Shadow, Joey Fury, and then Joey Fury again. This is why this new update that they're going to do with the whole ranking system is going to be amazing. Because, like, imagine one of these guys being hard stuck God 2 and then talking to someone who's like God 6. You know, that's going to be even more funny. JDCR has spoken.
Obviously, yeah, all good. I need to ask the question. The question that everybody wants to know. In a battle between EU and NA in Tekken 8, who do you think would win? And be honest, who do you think would win?
10v10, right?
Yes.
10v10.
10%.
EU.
EU?
EU.
Why EU?
NA sucks right now.
Oh.
Except for Jimmy and Anakin.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
EU is better, but not by much. JDCR said that EU is better than NA. Shadow responds with a clip of him beating JDCR with Zafina, by the way. You know, you talk about people picking strong characters. Shadow's not doing that at all. I remember this tournament. I watched this actually. But yeah, he bodied him. That was easy peasy with a character who's not powerful at all. And that was crazy that he didn't say Shadow. Shadow definitely is like, he's him at the moment. Joe Crush says, bring Korean legends to your aid is crazy work. I guess last time I would have to run multiple of your daddies for validation too. A matter of fact, a lot of us had a crack at them. We should run versus them next time. Spaghetti Rip got JDCR to give a comment on who he thinks would win. Now JDCR is getting flamed. JDCR is just not at his peak right now. Like Tekken 7, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, those older eras of JDCR, fire. But Dragunov has been a monster all year, and the people who's been winning was Osan and Atif. JDCR has been stumbling like crazy, but also I think Joe Crush is kind of tripping by saying, like, you know, give us a team US versus Korea. I don't think that works. US gets bodied by pretty much any other region besides like EU. EU is going to be a close one. It really depends. Speed Kicks as well. Everyone's responded to that take from JDCR. Speed Kick shows some gameplay of him also beating JDCR. And notice, these guys are all using weaker characters. Shadow used Zafina, Speed Kicks, Harong, and they're beating JDCR Dragunov. So this is what I'm saying when I say like JDCR really ain't like that right now. No disrespect, but he's just not him right now. What does K-Wiz say? This is how NA are coming for JDCR after this tweet. Leave the guy alone. There's nothing wrong with his correct opinion. You guys can little homie JDCR and be like, you suck at the game and you're not good. But you can't do that to Arslan. We're gonna get to Arslan in a second. Let's see what let's follow this little rabbit hole real quick. Speaking of which, we're due for NA versus EU again. That's what FeedX says. Spaghetti Rip says, in time, my friend, don't be too much in a rush to get destroyed. Cheeks clapped, cheeks sore, on the floor, begging for more. Low key, that's what EU's doing right now. EU, they got bodied, and now 3 years later they're asking for more. So this is when he gets Arslan Ash's take.
Okay, so you Pakistan's number one, right? Yeah. Number one, because you beat Korea today, right? But who is better? We go this way. Who is better from NA or EU? And be honest.
Honest, I think EU.
I do think EU got it. Like, the only way EU doesn't win is if they really just choke. Like, if they show up to the event arrogant, cocky, overconfidence is your greatest enemy, then they'll lose. But if they show up and they're just like locked in and they're really ready to play, I don't think America, it's not that America isn't good enough. I think that America doesn't have that many good players like currently. Everyone talking about region versus region, and I just want to beat everyone. I don't care if you're from Narnia, I just want to win. Spoken like a true champion. I respect this, but right now these dudes waking up, eating beans and toast, opening Tekken to mash at -8, then opening Twitter to say they're better than USA. Bro, Speed Kicks, bro, he got to be on the team. Speed Kicks got the Twitter fingers. They already lost and eat beans with toast. 2 L's already? Would be more interesting facing Pakistan, Korea, Saudi, or Japan. Joker says, Shadow, you've never beaten me in your entire Tekken career in multiple Tekken games. And Speed Kicks, I beat you so badly in London that you told me you didn't want to play anymore. Tapped out. Speed Kick says in response, Joker's talking. Those losses to my week 3 Nina, Joker. The Jod can't play the matchup like this, Joker. Good job winning casuals after watching the rest of us play top 8 from the sidelines in your own country. But focus on the active pros. Joker says, I expected a better response. Speed Kick says, I expected a better player. Where's Kane and Trench? Oh my God, that's a flame.
This is fun, bro. I love negativity, man. Oh my God.
Kane and Trench wasn't even on Team EU at the time. Why? If that's not the biggest throw I've ever seen, Kane and Trench is definitely top 5 best Yoshi. In my opinion, it goes EM, best Yoshi, and there's another Korean player who's second best Yoshi, and then Kane and Trench, and then you could throw like some Trizzies or something in there if you want. But those three, untouched. And the reason why I say that is because they are proven, right? The guys who are doing work right now with Yoshimitsu, like, they were doing nothing in Tekken 7. When Yoshimitsu was a trash character, not tournament viable, they didn't exist. Yoshimitsu's strongest character in the game, he's busted. Now all of these Yoshis are like, yeah, I'm good at the game. Huh? So what does Speedkick say here? Speedkick says, for the uninitiated, here's the timeline. EU says they're better. NA wins 10v10. EU says they're better again. US beats France and outplaces Germany and UK at G8. EU is now posting Arslan and JDCR saying they're better. I think they're specialized in just talking. July 6th to the 9th, 2023, a 3v3 tournament where 16 nations competed. Pakistan wins, then Korea, then Japan, then US. Oh, but see, France has their own team. UK has their own team as well. Australia, and then Philippines. And this is the thing when you talk about like all of EU, like EU is like made up of so many different entities. Me personally, I feel like it's a disservice to just say all of EU versus US. I feel like it would be better to like diversify it, but hey, I don't make the rules, right? They want to do a team EU versus team US. A lot of great players are going to get cut out of that. But everyone is saying that US loses, but you know what Speedkick said is true. Like, their track record is the best. They won the 10v10. They placed higher at Gamer 8. Who do you think will win? Because this is probably going to happen. They're probably going to set it up with how many different people are talking, with how, you know, riled up everyone is. It's probably going to be set up, and it's probably going to take place in EU because the first one took place in US. And I think not only would EU have home field advantage, meaning they don't have to travel and, you know, deal with jet lag, but also I think their caliber of players is just at a higher standard currently.